Assalamu alaikum guys. Finally, a very great news for those students who were looking for a scholarship in Japan. And this scholarship is currently open now, Kyoto University scholarship. And before I start the video, if you haven't subscribed my channel, please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon so that you can receive the latest updates, and give a big like to this video because I'm making a lot of efforts for you guys to make such kind of videos. This scholarship program is called Amgen Scholar Program. This scholarship is for those students who are currently in their bachelor's degree and haven't graduated or not expecting to graduate before June 2026. Several fields are available, but if we talk about the benefits of this scholarship, in this scholarship they will provide you monthly stipend along with airfare. They will provide you a plane ticket, return plane ticket, and this is actually a 2 months research program in which they want international bachelor students and Japan bachelor students to work together and research together with a professor. Before you apply for this scholarship, you have to choose a professor and his lab. You should check the professor's lab here. I will show you on this website. Here we can see that several programs are available and there are several labs. The programs available here are molecular medicine, cell biology, neuroscience, microbiology, bioengineering, chemistry, and quantum dynamics. So these fields are available. Let's apply. How we can apply for this scholarship? We have to click on apply for Amgen scholars, and then we will proceed to the next page. Here in this page they have given some key details that the online application will close on 1st February and the notification of result you will receive will be in March, and the program will start in June 5 and it will be until August 6. I have mentioned in the beginning of this video that this scholarship program is for 2 months. It's a kind of research internship. We can see here the program overview, and we can see the total number of students they are looking for are approximately 10. It means they require about 2 students in each lab, so you can apply here. And we can see the financial support here that they are providing you a air ticket along with monthly stipend. The monthly stipend will be around 90,000 and each month they will give you 90,000. The total amount is 180,000 yen, and every student should have a private insurance. You have to apply for a private insurance. If you look into the eligibility criteria, all students are eligible. Even if you are from Japan or outside Japan, you can apply, and like from Asian country, Eastern Asia, Southeast, Central, South and Western Asia. So all Asian countries are eligible. If we look into the language requirements, they are looking for a language requirement of IELTS, TOEFL, or even if you don't have IELTS certificate, still you can apply if you have a language proficiency certificate from your school in which they mention that your previous 5-year education was in English. They should mention this. If they don't mention that your previous 5 years education was in English, then I think they will not accept that. So it's better to ask your school that mention on our certificate or our English proficiency certificate that our previous 5 years education was in English. Also, you have to mention in your statement of purpose or motivation letter that I'm interested to do a PhD degree in future. So because they are looking for students who are interested to do a PhD degree in their future and they want to become researchers. So we can see that from each Asian side they have several countries which are eligible, so you can check your country here. And there are some laboratories. You can check the laboratory in which field you want to do a research, so you have to check it. And then we will move to the next section of application. We can apply until 1st February, I have mentioned in the beginning. So we will move to the online application system and we'll start applying for this program. We have to click on apply to the program, and then we will move to the next step. I already have given the link of this page so you can directly apply. First, we have to make our account. Here we have to enter our email address. In the next section, you have to enter your password, choose your password. And then in the next section, you have to type your password again. In the next section, you have to write your family name, and then your family name means your last name, and then your first name. In the last section, if you have a middle name as well, then you can write it. You should write it from your passport or from your CNIC, and prefer first name. You should write your first name here. And if you have a Chinese name, then you can write your Chinese name here as well. And I don't have a Chinese name, so I will skip this section. The next section is about your nationality. You have to mention your nationality, not the country in which you are living currently. You have to mention your nationality here. Next section, you have to choose your gender and then your date of birth. Here they have mentioned the eligibility criteria again, but I already told you about the eligibility criteria. You should read it again before you apply. So I will just directly move to the next section. I agree, and then I will create an account. I have successfully created an account. After that, you will receive an email, and you have to confirm your account from the email. You have to click on the link, and then you confirm your account there. After that, you can log in on this page. Here you have to enter your email address and your password, and then you have to click on begin application. You have to start this application. This is your personal page, which is already filled. Do you have a valid passport? If you have a valid passport, you should choose the expiry date of your passport. This date is already mentioned on your passport. If you don't have a passport, you have to choose no. And in the next section, you have to choose your street address. It means your home address. It's mentioned on your CNIC. And in the next section, you have to write your city name. In the next section, you have to write the state name, like your province name or maybe your country name. You can write your country name or maybe province name. In the next section, you have to choose your country area, in which area you are living. For example, I'm living in Sindh or I'm living in Balochistan, which area? So I will choose the area of my country. In the next section, you have to choose your postal code, your zip code. If you don't know your zip code or postal code, you can search it on Google. Search your location and search about your zip code. The Google will show you your zip location, your zip code. In the next section, if you have to mention your telephone number. If you have any other email address, you can mention in the upper section, but it's optional. So I will just skip that section because I don't have another email address. So you have to write your telephone number along with the country code. In the first section, you have to write the country code. In the next section, you have to write your phone number without country code. In the next section, you have to write your permanent street address. It may be same with the upper address we have mentioned. So just copy that address and paste it here. In the first section, you already have mentioned that. Here you have to choose your country and the permanent postal code, zip code. Maybe it's same with the address that we already entered in the section before this section. So you can just copy that address and just paste it here. The next section is university information. Here you have to enter your university information. In the first section, enter your university name. And the next section, you have to enter the enrollment date. When did you enroll into your university, your BS program, bachelor's program? So for example, you enter your BS program in January 2024, you have to mention that. After that, the location of the university, where your university is located, is in Pakistan, it's in Philippines, it's in South Africa. Where is your university? In the next section, length of the program. For example, my BS program is 4 years. Maybe someone BS program is 3 years. Then they have to mention that. Currently, in which year of your program you are studying? Maybe you are in first year, second year, or third year, or maybe you can be in your final year. Still, you can apply. So you have to choose your year. And then expected graduation date. For example, I'm graduating in 2027. So I will mention, and then you have to choose the country name. Here you have to upload your transcripts from your previous semesters. For example, you already did 5 semesters, then you have to upload all the transcript of your semesters until 5th semester. Just make a PDF, pile and then upload it here. Here you have to choose your laboratory. I already told you in the beginning section that you have to choose your laboratory, in which laboratory you want to work. There are several professors and they have laboratories. You have to choose one laboratory from that in which you want to do research. And the next section, you have to enroll and you have to enter your educational background, and please provide all your education history in chronological order. It means that you have to mention your primary school first, and then your middle school, your high school, and then your college, your university. So in this order you should enter all your school information. For example, I started my primary school from 2005 and I did it until 2010. So I will mention it here, the start date and the end date and the name of the institution. You have to enter the name of the institution. What was your major subject? Actually in primary school we don't have really a major subject, so we will skip that section. And the name of the institution, I will write the name of the institution. The country or area, you should write the country name where is this institution located. And the required years of schooling, how much school you studied in that school. So I studied 5 years in that school. And diploma or degree awarded, like it was a primary school or we can say elementary school, so it was an elementary school degree. And the next section, in the same way, you have to mention the enroll date, and then name of the institution. You have to enter, like I already entered elementary school. Then after that, here we have to enter our middle school information, and after that we have to enter our high school information in the same way until our current university. But keep in mind that please don't enter your current university information in this section. After completion of this section, we have to move to the next section, and next section is about your language information, English language information. Two kind of people are exempt from language proficiency. Number one is a native, and number two is a person who has studied his 5 last years in English. So it means that your last 5 years of education should be in English. You can say the language of instructions was English. So you can get a certificate from your school or from your university that last 5 years you are continuously studying in English language, or your language of instructions in your school is English. After that, you have to upload your language certificate. If you don't have any, then you have to upload your proficiency certificate that I have mentioned. I have an IELTS score, so I choose the IELTS score date and then the test date I appeared. And the next section, what is your future objective? In future, which degree you want to do? So you have to choose a PhD degree or maybe a master's and a PhD degree. They are looking for students who want to do a PhD degree in their future. That's why you have to choose any of that options. There are a lot of options, so you can choose any of that, but I will choose a PhD. And the next section, how did you hear about this program? So here you can mention my name, that I heard from this, or maybe you can mention any other option according to your own choice. Are you studying other engine sites? Are you studying? No, I'm not studying here, so we will choose a no. Have you participated in an Amgen scholar in the past? No, I never participated in this program, because if you already participated you cannot apply again. So have you participated in the research undergraduate or year or summer? If you ever participated in a program abroad, or maybe in your country in a research program or maybe a summer program, you can mention that, but I never. So in next section, application declaration, you have to say yes, and then we will move to the next section. Next section is about statement of purpose, why you want to apply for this program, what are your future goals, and why you are a suitable match for this program. So you have to mention all these things, and you have to write like about 300 characters, and you can write it in your laptop, and later you can upload it here. You can take help from ChatGPT, but don't write exactly what ChatGPT say you can just take help but don't write exactly. And in the next section you have to go to the statement of purpose B. The next statement of purpose, there are two statement of purpose. In this section you can take help from your professor and your current university. He can help you in this section because this section is about your research and which you will do in Japan. So you can just mention about your idea, I can say a study plan, what you want to do in that laboratory. So I think your professor can help you. If he is not helping you, then it's better to do it by yourself. Search about that laboratory, what are they doing in that laboratory, and then mention a short summary of that you want to do something like this in this laboratory, and it will be beneficial for you in future because in future you want to do research in this area. So you can write a short, like not really big but a short research proposal or a study plan. You have to save this page and then move to the next section. Next section is about a recommendation letter. Here you have to ask your professor first that I'm gonna mention your email address, and then you have to write two recommendation letters here: the name of the professor, the last name of the professor, the academic title. For example, he is a professor. Institution, he should must be from your current university where you are studying your bachelor's degree. And the next section, your institution, the institution name of the professor, and institutional email address. You should add his email address here. And if you want to write a message to your professor, you can write, but just email him separately or message him separately, or ask him in the university that you are going to apply for this program and you are going to give his email. He will receive an email and he has to upload an online recommendation letter for you. You have to mention here two professors. After filling out this section, the last section is submit. After you fill out this section, you can even change the professor. If the professor is not agreed to submit a recommendation letter for you, then you can switch to another professor as well. The last section is submission. After that you have to submit your form and you have to wait for the result. They will announce the result in March. Thank you guys for watching my video. Until last, I will be making such kind of videos for you guys. If you haven't subscribed my channel, please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon so that you can receive the latest updates like this. Thank you.